The Test of Champions 2025, the Belmont Stakes, getting closer. The field has been drawn, and this time around, we're going to take a look at the running styles of the different Belmont Stakes contenders. We're going to take a look at the early horses, the horses that might be able to go wire to wire, the pressers and the closers. We do got an 8-horse field. Remember, the video on speed figure progression is already up on the channel, and tonight's show brought to you by Raceoracle.ai. Make sure to check out their website. But the Belmont Stakes handicapping continues, and today we're going to talk about when these horses run their best races, what type of running style do they use? We've got a couple of horses that are more a need to lead type. They run their best races on the front end. We've got a couple of horses that like to come off the pace. Remember, we've got the top 3 finishers from the Kentucky Derby. Remember, for running style, we're talking about how fast or slow they go early. That's more the pace of the race. And then the running style is their position in the field. And if they're in the first half of the field, they're more of an early or a presser. If they're in the back half of the field, they're a sustained horse or a deep closer. In this race, we've got a couple of horses that are closers in Hill Road and Heart of Honor. Now, horses do have preferred running styles, and by that I mean they run their best races at a certain style, at a certain position in the race. They start to make their move. So we'll point out some of these races on the past performances and the race replays. We've got 4 different styles of horses: early, presser, stalker, and closer. Let's take a look at an early horse on the lead. That's a wire-to-wire type, Rodriguez. He's got 2 lifetime wins. Both of them were wire-to-wire. He won a maiden race at Santa Anita. He won the Wood Memorial on the engine, going wire-to-wire. Let's take a look at Rodriguez. Here he is at Santa Anita, pretty much going wire-to-wire. A big effort on the front end. And he's got 2 100-plus Beyer speed figures coming into this Belmont Stakes. Now, his best races have been on the front end. He drew post position number 3. Now, another horse that could be on the lead is Crudo. He went wire-to-wire in the Sir Barton Stakes. Here he is at Pimlico a couple of weeks ago. Crudo on the lead, and he was 4-1 that day. Kind of just drew off by 7 lengths. Good jockey, John Velasquez. And if Rodriguez doesn't want the lead, I think it's going to be Crudo possibly on that lead. Now, tonight's show brought to you by the Raceoracle.ai, a groundbreaking AI handicapping tool for horse racing. Let's hear more about Raceoracle.ai.
Hey everyone, this is Tim, co-founder of Race Oracle, an AI-based wagering tool. We've looked at hundreds of thousands of races and data points to create the ultimate thoroughbred handicapping resource. For daily free picks at all North American tracks and great premium packages, check us out at Raceoracle.ai and get in on all the action today.
Thanks to Raceoracle.ai for bringing you tonight's show. Now, a presser horse in the race. These are the horses that come just off the pace. Baeza going to get a lot of support in the Belmont Stakes. He's 4-1 in the morning line. If you look at his EP running style, and he's a 5, which means he can come on the lead. He can be near the lead, but he's probably not going to be on the lead. I highlighted where he's been at the first and second call. He's been second, he's been third, and in his maiden race, he took that lead earlier on in the race. Here's Baeza in the Santa Anita Derby making a mid-race move. He had the lead on Journalism coming into the stretch, and then Journalism ran him down. But that was a big race from Baeza. He had a wide post position in the Kentucky Derby. The pace could be slow here, so I think Baeza could be more forwardly placed as a presser in this race here in the Belmont Stakes. Now, pressers are normally 2.5 to 5 lengths off the lead. Baeza and Uncaged are the most likely pressers here in this rendition of the Belmont Stakes. A stalker on paper, that is Journalism. Every race he sits third at that second call, kind of second, third, fourth, coming into the stretch. In the Derby, he took the lead at the 8th pole before being run down by Sovereignty late in that race. But Journalism and Sovereignty are kind of your stalkers, off the pace type runners in this race. Here they are in the Kentucky Derby. Journalism makes his move, Sovereignty runs him down, and then of course Sovereignty ran down in that Fountain of Youth. He ran down River Thames in that race. Now the Stalkers going to be 6 to 10 lengths. In this race with the slower pace, probably 3 to 5 lengths off the pace. That's going to be Sovereignty and Journalism. And the closer on paper, Heart of Honor and Hill Road. Hill Road, he was 10th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, ended up 3rd. Then he was 6th in the Tampa Bay Derby, ended up running 3rd. And in the Peter Pan, he was 7th at the first call. He ended up winning that race. Here's Hill Road coming from off the pace, motoring late in that Peter Pan, and gets the money on the line right at the finish line. Hill Road is a good example of a closer here in the Belmont Stakes. Of course, Hill Road and Heart of Honor, they're going to be coming late off the pace and probably from 7th and 8th position here from off the pace. Now remember, a fast pace going to favor a closer. Overall, I think the Belmont could be kind of a slower pace race. It's a smaller field, not a lot of the horses wearing blinkers, so I think it's going to be a jockey's tactical type race. And the questions are, which horses are going to go for the lead early? Is it going to be Crudo, or is it going to be Rodriguez with Money Mike Smith? And how fast will they go in that first quarter mile to set up the pace? Which horses are going to go wide on the backstretch? It could be Hill Road coming wide into the stretch. And horses can change their running style if it is a slow pace in the Belmont Stakes. So horses that I think are versatile, that can change up their running style. We've got Journalism, Sovereignty. I don't think Crudo's a need to lead type in the Belmont Stakes, although I do think he does want to be near that lead with Rodriguez possibly setting the pace. Lots of interesting analysis to go on the Belmont Stakes. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Of course, Raceoracle.ai bringing you tonight's show here on the Belmont Stakes.
Hey everyone, this is Tim, co-founder of Raceoracle, an AI-based wagering tool. We've looked at hundreds of thousands of races and data points to create the ultimate thoroughbred handicapping resource. For daily free picks at all North American tracks and great premium packages, check us out at Raceoracle.ai and get in on all the action today.
Don't forget, the Belmont Prospectus 2025 is out. You can look for that here on the channel, the Belmont Stakes Speed Figure Progression. And remember what D. Wayne Lucas always says, people have opinions, horses have the facts.